jalapeno kettle cooked Lay's chips, you guys. I went to the store yesterday, minding my own business. Ow! So we're starting this video off with obnoxious eating and pain. So yeah, like you guys should try those chips out. Like I'm sorry, I'm such a random person. Like I discover like random little treats and snacks and stuff and I'm like, y'all need to try this. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey girlies. So today's video is going to be a updated tattoo collection slash tag slash whatever you call these videos. I still have hella chip in my mouth. Swallow. So today I'm gonna show y'all all of my tattoos, tell you the meanings behind them, how much they cost, and how bad they hurt, because a lot of people will make these videos and be like, I have these, and this, buy. No, I'm gonna tell y'all how bad it hurt, and I'm the kind of person that, to be honest, I have pretty high pain tolerance. So I can sit there and probably have someone chop my finger off and I'll be like, ow. Now don't nobody kidnap me and try that. Like please, no one try that with me. Before I get started, remember these tattoos are on my body, not yours. So if you don't like them, you don't have to be an ass in the comments like, ew, that's so ugly. Why would you put that on your body for the rest of your life? What's wrong with you? Newsflash, it's on my body. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay? So let's start with the most obnoxious one. Yes, I have bleach on my shorts, but I'm at home, so I'm not trying. Actually, I walked around these in public too with the bleach on. I don't care. So this is the first tattoo that I ever got. This is a Dreamcatcher, a very obnoxious Dreamcatcher. But that is the first tattoo that I ever got. I was 17 years old. I went into the tattoo parlor with a girl that I was friends with at the time. She wanted to get a tattoo on her tit. So I was like, yo, let me come with you. I popped up, I signed the consent form and everything, and they were like, can we see your ID? And I was like, yeah. I knew. I was like, I'm not 18. I know I'm gonna get in trouble. Here you go, being all confident, and they're like, you just turned 17. So, because I was not about to be embarrassed, and I was not about to be, you know, humiliated. I called my mom because my mom's a cool ass bitch, and I was like, yo mama, I want to get a tattoo. Can you come and sign this form for me? My mom was like, what? You're trying to get a tattoo? And after talking to her for about 30 seconds, she was like, fine. For your 17th birthday, this is the gift you'll get. But don't ask for anything else, even though I paid for it. So that is a tattoo that I got. The reason I got it is because I was in love with Miley Cyrus at the time, and she had the Dreamcatcher tattoo on her body as well. And I was such a fan, like a stan, you guys. Like, you know how some of y'all be crazy over Ariana Grande? I was crazy over Miley Cyrus. I bought her coloring books, her backpacks, her merch. I bought her clothing line from Walmart. I did everything. Y'all remember that throwback? Remember the Miley Cyrus times Max Area thing from Walmart? Like, that's a throwback. Walmart was my shit. I used to get all my clothes from Walmart. I don't care if people are like, ew, bitch. Now you're all wearing Champion, and that shit started in Walmart too. Just because the Kardashians are wearing it now, y'all wanna act like you're not wearing something worth $5. So yeah. That is the tattoo that I got. That is the reason I got it. Originally, it had little blue beads on it, but those faded over time. It's been almost 4 years since I got the tattoo. So of course it's gonna fade a little bit. Other tattoos that I've had for over a year, 2 years, almost 2.5. And they are still the same color as when I got them, but this tattoo literally turned a bluish green, which is so ugly to me. So it is something that I definitely regret. I try to live with no regrets, but at the end of the day, this is something that I wish I didn't have on my body, but when I honestly forget about it. I don't wake up in the morning like, why do I have this? But I definitely wish I didn't. So the next tattoo that I got is actually on my titty, so I'm about to expose myself a little bit right now. So the tattoo that I got right here is a little triangle. It represents you guys. It represents the rats, the Frankel family. It's a little YouTube little triangle thing. I got it when I was 18 years old, I believe, and I wanted to get that anywhere on my body, my ankle, my wrist. I wasn't sure where I wanted to get it, and then I ended up having to get surgery for the second time on my titty. So I had a really ugly scar there, and I wanted to cover it up with a tattoo, and that was something, like, that was a really scary part of my life. So I wanted to put something good with it, and YouTube was something that kept me distracted, kept me happy about everything, and kept me, you know, mentally well. So I definitely wanted to get something that meant a lot to me. So you guys will always be on my body. forever. So those 2 tattoos were done in Arizona. So I would say that the pain level for this one was not that bad. A lot of people say that the rib cage and the side of your body hurts the most, but for me, I was just chilling there. I was laughing half the time at the croaks. I was croaking, yes, but I was laughing at the jokes that everybody in the whole tattoo shop was like cracking and stuff, and my friend was being funny. So I was just laughing the entire time, and like I didn't even really notice it. Yes, of course you hear the buzz and you like can feel it a little bit. It's not, you know, like a pleasant experience. It's not like, wow, thank you, buzz more. But it didn't hurt that much. And then as for this one on this side, I did not feel it at all, which is really weird, but I just did not feel it at all. So that was cool. Now for the 3rd tattoo that I got this in Arizona as well, and it is a cross. Some people are like, OMG, it's upside down, satanic! No, it is not satanic. I got it that way for a reason, so when I'm walking like this, I can see it and it's facing this way. That is the reason I got it like that. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Some people are probably gonna be like, why didn't you get it the other way so when you look at it like this? But bitch, who walks around like this like, wow, yeah. No, I don't do that. I walk with my hands side to side. So I wanted to get it like this, so when I'm walking and I look down, which I don't know when I would ever just look at my, you know, this part of my arm. When I'm walking like this, I'll see it like that. Then, so the pain level for that one, I would say it was a little uncomfortable just because when I got it done originally, yes, I'm not a super skinny queen and I'm not thick either, but I am definitely a lot thicker than I used to be. If you used to watch my old videos, you would see that I was very, very skinny. I struggled with my weight back then really bad. So I was very, very, very thin. Like, yes, you can kind of see my little bone right there, but it was to the point of like that shit was sticking out. So anything that touched that was like, ah! So that probably hurt more than this tattoo and this tattoo altogether. So next, moving on to the rest of this. This is actually 3 tattoos combined in one. Originally, I just got this little piece right here, and I'll explain that to you guys. So the crystals are just for cleansing because I believe in, you know, crystals can cleanse and all that stuff. I'm not like all into astrology and all that extra stuff, but I just like the meaning behind it and I thought they were pretty as well. And then I just wanted to get it shaded in so I can see the crystals stand out a little bit more. And then I got the moon at the bottom, I got the sun at the top. Saturn is my favorite planet because it has rings, darling. Bling, 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 coins! I wanted to get Saturn, and it's also the prettiest one. Like, Earth is just like, and the Earth is going to shit, so I don't want that on my body. So I wanted to get Saturn because she's a cute girl. And then I got these 3 little dots because the person who was doing my tattoo is completely into geometrics and astrology and scientific space things. So he explained all these things to me, and then we were like looking it up on the computer and researching and looking at all these books that he had in his tattoo shop, and I was like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, let's add this in there, add this in there. Originally, I found a very basic tattoo that looked similar to this online, and I was like, let's change it up, let's do different things to it so it can be my own. So we ended up adding all those little things, and then there's like some little moons and stuff going around, and instead of just drawing it in completely, he actually dotted the line instead, so it's not a complete line, it's like a little dots going around and stuff. So that is the first part of the tattoo, and then the second part I got up here is the flower of life, just because I thought it was a very pretty flower. And then over here going around it, I have always been very bad at math, very bad at geometry, so I don't know why I'm trying to do some geometric stuff on my arm, but I always thought that lines clean like that and all that stuff looked really, really pretty. And I saw it on other people all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's a sick tattoo, that's sick, that's cool, I want it too. I ended up getting some geometric-ish just put around my arm, and I wanted to fill up the entire bottom half of my arm on the inside with something, so I was like, let's just do it big, just do all that. So this did not hurt at all. I'm gonna tell you, this part right here hurt a little bit, like this part right here. But other than that, all of this, I got a little bit of little meat right there. So it didn't really hurt. I didn't feel it hit the bone, but you have your little tendons and little stuff right there. But all that ish is just like right there, your bones, and it's just really uncomfortable. But other than that, everything else did not hurt. I forgot to say the prices. So this tattoo cost me about $200, and at 17, that was a lot of money. I mean, still today at 20, that's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But being a high schooler, that was like, oh my gosh, what? Like, it was a big dent, but I had a couple of jobs at the time, so I was like, and I lived with my parents, so I didn't have any bills besides my phone and my car insurance, which was like 70 bucks. So I was like, you know what, let's go big or go home. I got that for like 200. The little cross tattoo was probably only like 30 bucks. And then all of this together cost me about $400. Yeah, tattoos are expensive. If you go to somebody that does tattoos and they're like, I'll do it for 10 bucks, you get what you pay for. Remember that. You will, in whatever situation in life, if you go to, actually, I'm lying. Because when I go to IKEA and get myself a hot dog, them shits are like 75 cents, but they taste so good. That's one of those little cheap things that you get what you pay for. Like, you get more than what you paid for. But when it comes to tattoos, if they're offering to do a full sleeve for $60, I would suggest you kind of ask who else they've tattooed and see their work first. There's definitely some people that are very talented and they don't have, you know, the ability to get a shop and do all this stuff, so they're cheaper. But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. So yeah, tattoos are expensive, so don't go in there like, I want my full arm done for 100 bucks, because they're gonna laugh and tell you to leave. So yeah, that is what I got, and this cost about $400 altogether. This piece right here was like $200 because it took him a really long time to do each dot, and then he had to shade the hell out of my arm. And then this he had to do, and then he had to do all the lines for that. So I went to the same guy for the entire thing, just different sessions. So let's just move on to this side of my arm. I'm not even going in order anymore, I'm just showing them. But I went ahead and I got my brother's name on my arm. I only have one sibling, so if I had like 2 or 3 brothers or sisters, I would not just put, you know, one of them on my body. But it's only me and my brother, so I went ahead and got his name in a really pretty like cursive lettering. This cost me probably like $50. Somebody that I know did this tattoo for me, so they gave me a discount. Typically this would probably cost like 70 or 80, maybe minimum of 100, but they only did it for 50, so. And they did a really good job. Their lines are extremely clean. It's still very dark. It has not faded at all, and this is where your arms rub a lot, so I thought that it would actually like come off faster. But it's been there chilling, so that's pretty cool. And if you move down here, this is the most recent tattoo that I got. A lot of people hate this tattoo for some reason. When I posted about it on social media, they're like, we fucking hate it, that's so ugly, why did you get that? But I actually saw this on Tumblr, and I also saw it on this Canadian tattoo artist Instagram page, and I was like, that is so cool, but I'm not flying to Canada for him to tattoo this on me. So I found somebody in Studio City, California, and he recreated it for me. Now it's not perfect, but it's also not bad either, so I'm satisfied with it, and that's all that matters. This tattoo did not hurt at all to me. This tattoo did not hurt at all, but like I said, I have a high pain tolerance, so I might be saying it didn't hurt at all, but somebody else might be like, ah! Like screaming. My friend got a tattoo in the exact same spot that I have this one, and she was screaming, and she was like squeezing the hell out of my hand. So maybe you shouldn't like ask me about pain. So this one, like I said, was like 50 bucks. This one cost me 100. And now we're moving on to the most meaningful tattoo on my body altogether. So this tattoo says it's all right, as you can see. The reason I got this tattoo, the person that did this one also did this one, but the reason I got this tattoo is because at the moment I was extremely depressed and I hated my life. I wanted to die all the time. And I had really bad anxiety, very bad panic attacks, very bad anxiety attacks. And I wanted to get something that, while I was in a good mindset, while I was in a good place in my mind, I want to get something that represents that. So whenever I feel a panic attack or an anxiety coming back, or whenever I'm sitting in my bed and I don't want to go and do anything because I'm so depressed and I hate the world, all I have to do is look at this tattoo and realize it's all right. You're gonna be okay. You're fine, girl. Chill out. Chill. So that's why I got that tattoo, and that's why it has the most meaning to me over anything that I have on my body. And yeah, so I don't know, this is just my favorite tattoo. I think this one also cost me like $40 or $50, and once again that person did an amazing job, and it has not faded at all. This is probably the one tattoo that has not faded the most. So now moving on to my hand, I have multiple finger tattoos. So the first one that I have right here is a eye with a couple of little dots on it. No, it's not Illuminati, because if I was Illuminati I would not be living in an apartment. But this is just a eye with a dot underneath, and there's supposed to be 3 dots, but the one in the middle kind of like rubbed off because it's on the little bendy part or whatever, and that sweats, you know, and you wash your hands all the time. So it ended up fading off of there, and I'm not gonna go get it done. It's not that deep to me. but it's just an eye because I thought it was cute, and also I see you. Don't try to play me, don't try to finesse me, don't try to break my heart, don't try to, you know, do this or that, because I see you. It cost about $25. Now moving on to the one in the middle, this one and this one that I'm going to show you were also done by the person that did this tattoo. So this tattoo is just a moon because I think the moon is beautiful. I think it's a cute girl, so I wanted to get this done. And as you can see in the middle, there is a little bit of a scar. I got this done from pink to purple, and the reason there's a scar is because right after I got the tattoo done, you're supposed to keep the little plastic thing on there for a while. You're supposed to be very careful, very gentle, but I have it on my hand, so it's not going to be that easy to be, you know, delicate and, you know, careful with my hands when I need to use them. So I cut a corner really fast. I'm not sure how it happened, but I cut a corner and I managed to scrape all the skin up, and I had to wait till it healed, and you had to go over it and do it again. It was very disgusting, so please be very careful when you get tattoos. Be very cautious of that area because the skin, it becomes very thin at the top, I feel like, and it puffs up a little bit, so it's very easy. Like if you were to get a tattoo and go like that with your nail, you would scrape all your skin off because it's very sensitive and it's very just delicate at the moment. Now if I do that, the shit ain't coming off, it's stuck. But at the moment it scraped the skin up, so I needed to wait till it healed, and he went over it again because I still wanted that tattoo. And then I think this is this the last one? That was fast. So this is a AK-47. No, I'm not a super violent person. I don't correlate guns all the time with the violent people. Of course there is gun violence, that is a thing, but I don't assume that just because somebody likes guns that they're gonna go and like attack people and shoot people, because I'm not trying to do that, and I just like guns. I grew up on a military base basically, so I was always surrounded by it. I always thought they were cool and all that stuff, so don't get it twisted. So I got an AK-47. I enjoy going to shooting ranges and shooting, and it's fun for me, and I'm good at it, and yeah. I wanted to get it right there, and I thought it was a cool tattoo. Out of all of these, I think the one that hurt the most was probably this one right here because it is directly on the bone. This one for some reason did not hurt that much, but I feel like this finger is a lot thinner than this one. So this one, like, I felt it like hitting my actual bone. This one did not hurt as much because it was on more of like the squishy part on the side. But yeah, this one probably hurt the most. Each of these tattoos were $50 or under, so if you're getting a finger tattoo, it's probably gonna cost, you know, about 50 or under. But there's a lot of tattoo shops that their rates start at a minimum, so like no matter what you get, it's gonna be minimum $100, minimum 50, minimum 40, whatever. Wherever you go, it depends. It's different because like some places will go and they'll be like, we only do minimum of 100, we only do a minimum of 50, even if you're getting something tiny. Like if you want to get like a dot, it's still $50. So, and I think the reason they do that is because they're also taking the time when they could have, you know, like they just want to give you a dot, but they could have also been working on somebody else's tattoo and making more money, so they have to do that. So yeah, tattoos are an investment, but if you think about it, they're on your body for the rest of your life unless you plan on getting them removed. I don't like this tattoo that I have right here. It doesn't bother me enough to the point of me wanting to go and getting it taken off because, like I said, it's just not that deep for me. It's something that I wish I didn't get, but it's also a memory of me being 17 years old and a memory of my old self. I have always been into like rock and punk music and stuff like that, and I was always surrounded by people who were like, ew, you listen to that? We only listen to rap and hip-hop and then pop music. You're weird for listening to Tokyo Hotel. You're weird for listening to My Chemical Romance. Ew, you like Panic at the Disco. Like I was around people like that, even if they weren't my friends. I cared a lot about what other people thought back then. Today I don't give a fuck, but back then I wasn't as strong as I am mentally back then. So yeah, so I've always wanted to, you know, get like some punk looking tattoos, but I was like, let me get something a little girly, a little like California girl, even though I'm in Arizona. So I wanted to get the Dreamcatcher, and also Miley had it, so I was like, oh my gosh, my queen. And I also watched Shannon Rose's tattoo removal videos in the past, and she made it look like it was very, very painful, like worse than even getting the tattoos in the first place. So that's why I tell you guys, and I urge you to think before you ink. Like before you get a tattoo done, think like, am I gonna want this when I'm 25? Am I gonna want this when I'm 40? Is this something I want on my body when I'm 80? So the tattoos that I have right now, I'm gonna be a cool ass grandma one day with all these like tattoos and stuff, and I definitely want more, so stay tuned because I'm gonna be posting a video getting another tattoo done. I'm pretty happy with everything that I have on here, and you need to be sure that that's something that you want as well. You might be 16 years old and be like, oh, I want to get this big thing done on my arm, and you might not want that 2 years from then. It may seem like a good idea at the moment, but then down the road you're like, be smart about it. I believe that everybody should put anything on their body that they adore, that they love, that they stand for, no matter what it is. So yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, tattoos aren't that big of a deal for me. They don't hurt that much, but some people, it's an intense amount of pain. I've had my ears pierced, my nose pierced, that's it. So I couldn't really compare it to that either. Like, a lot of people say, do you think it's as bad as a piercing? But I don't know, like, I feel like a piercing is very fast. Like when I got my nose pierced, which it's not anymore, and this nose is not, it's not closing the hole. Can anybody like give me some tips in the comments below? Like how do I get the hole to close more? Is it because I'm touching it all and always picking at it? Is that why it's not closing? I'm not sure. Help me. I wouldn't really say like tattoos are anything like piercings, because getting this, it's like boom, needle in, piercing done, you're done. Your ears, gun, done. Or you get the needle in, done, over. But with the tattoo, you have to sit there, be still, and let them, you know, take their time with it. So it's a process of pain. If it's something you really want, then you're gonna just do it. So yeah, that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys my updated tattoos. What do you guys have? Like, let me know in the comments below what tattoos you have. If you don't have any, do you want any? And if you do want any, what do you want to get? Let's start some conversation in the comments. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys again for 2 million subscribers. I can't believe that we hit this milestone. I've been on YouTube for about 5 years now, so I have about 5 years of people hitting subscribe, and it's insane to me. Like, I never thought that I would even get to 100K, 50K, 30K. Because I remember making videos like, thank you guys for 30 subscribers, thank you for 35 subscribers, thank you guys so much for 64. Like, it's a very humbling gift, and very, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just, I'm happy, so thank you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer as many as possible. And turn on my post notifications so you know when a new video is live on my channel. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye! To me, I be work.